Well, howdy, folks. It's I, the Beast. I don't know what that voice was. Anyway, I have returned with yet another fantastic installment of Beastly Reviews. Yes, I have. And as evidenced by the previous posting and all the numerous social media postings of the past several days, the AEW Unrivaled Extravaganza continues with today's topic: Frankie Kazarian, Scorpio Sky, SCU, SoCal Uncensored. This is the worst town I've ever been in. Yep, that's pretty much accurate. Anyway, as you can see, Frankie Kazarian, I'm pretty sure this is not his first ever figure, but it's a rarity. I'm assuming he had a TNA figure back in the day. But Frankie Kazarian comes with a SCU SoCal Uncensored jacket, championship tag belt, and other things, which we'll get to momentarily. And Scorpion Sky, who is now with Ethan Page, no longer with SCU, has a tag belt and a sort of sleeveless jumper with a hoodie on the back and design and what, yeah. But we can get to that stuff later. But first and foremost, we need to talk about the back of the package. I neglected to mention this in the previous video, but this series contains Jon Moxley, Scorpion Sky, Frankie Kazarian, Hangman Page, and of course the aforementioned Lucha Express fellows. I am not positive that there will actually be a Jon Moxley video, because I already have a Jon Moxley figure, which I'm actually quite happy with, and here he is. And it's not that different from the previous version. As you can see, it's sort of a... Not really sure I like that head, actually. This bitter beer face guy head is kind of better. And also the belt leaves, there's a sort of a defect in the belt where one of the panels is popping out. So I'm not entirely sure that there's going to be a video of this. So if you wanted to see the Jon Moxley figure, here he is. This will probably be going up for sale at some point. Oh, and also the pants are slightly different because there's yellow on there, whereas there's no yellow here. Not much of a difference, really. Same, vest and all. But we're not talking about Mox. No, we're talking about SCU. So let's start with Frankie Kazarian, who was one half of one of my favorite tag teams, with Christopher Daniels, R.I.P. Actually, he's not dead, but his career may be. Hopefully not, but if you saw Being the Elite the other day, that would say he's at least considering or contemplating retirement. But hopefully we see more of Christopher Daniels. Hopefully there's a figure eventually. But that is not a conversation for today. Today's conversation is about these two lovely gentlemen. Ah, dear. Forgive my butterfingers, but anyway, here, without further ado, is the title belt. And it is cool looking, if I say so myself. One thing AEW does very well, these Jazzwares Falcon, is they create good title belts. But there's the belt. And there's Frankie Kazarian, who's got his classic SCU sort of jacket with a whole sort of look to it, stiff as a board, and this is the worst town I've ever been in. Ah, that's so cute. He also apparently has a hood and some spiky sort of dealies on the back of the jacket. Very LOD/demolition. But, unfortunately, one thing I do not like about this jacket is it's very similar to some of the Mattel jackets, where it's very difficult to get it off because it's so tight. The rubber is just so thick and hard to remove. One thing that I really did like about some of the previous releases, particularly Darby Allin, is the fact that the jacket was actually quite easy to remove. And I cannot say the same thing. Hang on a second. Jeez Louise, Jazzwares, I love you and all, but my god, this thing could stop a bullet. Ow! Jesus, way too tight. It took forever to get this off. It was a huge pain in the arse. But nevertheless, did you hear that? Yeah. Here's himself, Kaz, Frank Kazarian, and it's quite a good likeness, I must say. It looks pretty much spitting image of him, actually. Really, really good capture of the likeness, and of course, as we all know from Frankie Kazarian, he has his often omnipresent, clear sort of weird band around the torso sort of thingy. But anyway, yes, and there's his weird Metallica Load era logo that he seemed to have lifted from the boys at Metallica, but it served those bastards right. No offense to Metallica fans, of course. And there's the Kaz logo on the back with some sort of demonic sort of fist. That might be me, actually. Another Beastie fan, who have been thought? Frankie Kazarian, a fan of the Beast. Ah, I'm very flattered. But yes, sort of kick pad boots and knee pads, all good. Let's see what kind of a articulation we've got. Yeah. Oh! Okay, folks, so it's happened again. Luckily, these figures are easy to pop right back, but seriously, Jazzwares, I implore you. This is not okay. Alright, but anyway, this figure, otherwise, aside from the broken in halfness, would otherwise be good, and the jacket, of course. So, moving on to Scorpio Sky, who is now with Ethan Page, who appears to be going to a different tag team sort of deal there. Might as well just get right to it, shall we? Hopefully this isn't too noisy again. No, this is much tougher. There we go. Just him in the bubble, so hopefully this is going to be relatively painless. Okay. And he has a similar sort of bulletproof vest right there. This will be much easier to remove. But there he is with the belt. And of course, you know he has a rubber band around his waist at all times because nothing actually stays up. But really cool Sports Center-esque logo on the back. And at least I think that's what that is. I'm not really a major sports fan and all, but the likeness, it's alright. I mean, it's alright. It's I've seen worse. But I don't know, it's okay. But yes, rubber band thing, deal, gone. There's the belt again. There it is, the belt again. Pretty damn cool. Let's see if this is any easier to remove, this this sort of a hoodie sort of deal right here. Wait a second, how does this... Oh, I see. It's actually much better. It's actually sealed up the center. So this is actually a better way of doing it, so you can just kind of pop off the side right there, and just kind of go from there. Although, what the devil? Okay, so, spoiler alert, I don't know how this is possible, but this was actually more difficult to remove than this. Because, you know, I mentioned that it would be easier because it has the whole slit up the side thing, but Jazzwares, little piece of advice. Put the split up both sides, so we can just kind of go over the head, sort of, because I was trying to force it over the head. I had to take the head off to get this bad boy off right here. So needless to say, these jackets will never, ever be put back on these figures again, because you'll have to boil them otherwise. Anyway, one thing I've noticed about this Scorpio Sky figure is he looks a bit more like Jinder Mahal than any of the actual Jinder Mahal releases. But other than that, pretty cool, pretty stellar. As you can see, he's got the same sort of clear waistband thing that Kazarian has. I guess it's like an SCU thing. Maybe it's something that they do in Southern California. I've been to Southern California, and I guess it's probably something that is used for some sort of I don't know, weight abatement or some sort of fat burning sort of. I don't know what these people do. Anyway, so get off. All right. There's the design right there. Oh, there it is. We've got the sort of AJ Styles-esque white belt around the front, and he's got the S, which I assume that's an S. I presume that these are supposed to mean Scorpio, Sky, and classic white boots with just sort of the... oh, damn. Okay, so, spoiler alert, I don't know how this is possible, but this was actually more difficult to remove than this. Because, you know, I mentioned that it would be easier because it has the whole slit up the side thing. But Jazzwares, little piece of advice. Put the split up both sides, so we can just kind of go over the head, sort of, because I was trying to force it over the head. I had to take the head off to get this bad boy off right here. So needless to say, these jackets will never, ever be put back on these figures again, because you'll have to boil them otherwise. Anyway, one thing I've noticed about this Scorpio Sky figure is he looks a bit more like Jinder Mahal than any of the actual Jinder Mahal releases. But other than that, pretty cool, pretty stellar. As you can see, he's got the same sort of clear waistband thing that Kazarian has. I guess it's like an SCU thing. Maybe it's something that they do in Southern California. I've been to Southern California, and I guess it's probably something that is used for some sort of I don't know, weight abatement or some sort of fat burning sort of. I don't know what these people do. Anyway, so get off. All right. There's the design right there. Oh, there it is. We got the sort of AJ Styles-esque white belt around the front, and he's got the S, which I assume that's an S. I presume that these are supposed to mean Scorpio, Sky, and classic white boots with just sort of the oh damn. Apologies there for that little blooper, but you know, after trying to remove those horrible jackets, the tensility in my fingers and hands is all but gone for the day. So, I can't be held responsible for my inability to hold and manipulate this figurine. But nevertheless, figurine very good. If I'm going to give grades, which is now the time for that, figures themselves, Scorpio Sky, pretty good overall. Gotta give it a 7.5 to an 8, probably an 8 actually, because it's quite good, although the face is not perfect. But the body, the attire really pops, and get bonus points for, you know, not breaking in half. So that's a plus. Kazarian, gotta give, I would have given it a 9 because the likeness right there is so good, it looks just like him. But he's a little bit pale, and of course, we had that little snafu earlier. Snafu, right? Maybe Jazzwares, maybe work on that just a little bit, and also work on those jackets because that's a huge pain in the ass. But big note right here, and also I need to heap praise on Jazzwares after the fact. Mattel, take notice, damn it. Maybe, just maybe, put the tag team champions in the same series so you can get both belts in one go, or at least go back to the way that it used to be, where you package one figure with 2 belts. For fuck's sake, stop waiting years and years to re-release another figure that might just have the belt with it. I don't want to purchase the same figure twice, for fuck's sake. And I don't think anyone else does either. But overall, and also I just want to give a individual marking to these AEW tag belts. I have to give them a 10 out of 10 because AEW, one thing they do fantastically is belts. And if you think this video was done fantastically, please do me a kindness. Like and subscribe, Beast Reviews Instagram, Beast Reviews on YouTube. And my good friends at YouTube, please, if you haven't subscribed to me on Instagram yet, please do so, because there's some little fun things there that aren't available via YouTube. But, until next time, I will see you shortly